Let's go.
Let's go. So how long have we had this Stony Creek 15 for, Michelle?
That would be nearly 4 years.
Flashback.
And just picked up the new van.
End of flashback.
Yeah, about 4 years.
Yeah,
And it's been pretty good.
it's been fantastic.
To be honest, we've seen lots of vans falling apart. You hear the horror stories. There's various Facebook pages that complain about this brand or that brand. We won't mention any brands, but this one has been quite reliable. What's the worst thing that's happened?
We lost an awning due to a storm.
That's a storm. That's not failure of the van.
We've had no issues with it whatsoever.
Had a flat tyre once.
That was our fault.
Yeah.
But no, not just the van itself has been fantastic. We've had it at Birdsville,
Yeah.
and it just not 1 ounce of problem. There's not been one problem with it, and it's the after service is probably the main thing that I would highly recommend Stony Creek for.
Well, that's it. If you're going to buy a caravan, you should be asking about the after-sales service, because you do not want to have a problem and then find that there's nobody that wants to help you. They got their money and they're gone.
No, they're always so willing to help with everything. Like when we did actually rip the awning off New Year's Eve, we phoned on the way home and told them what had happened. They said, "Yep, no worries, bringing it straight in." And
1 week later.
1 week later, we had it back.
We did have a problem. Remember that day you slammed the door and broke the lock?
Once again, that was my fault. My fault.
Somebody was having a day.
Well, I was having a day. But anyway, and that was another thing. So Chris from Stony Creek was fantastic. He said, "Look, I'll come up and help you." He was willing to drive from Undam to where we live.
But by the time he got there, I'd fixed it, so I had to give him a beer.
But that's the sort of service you can get. That's incredible.
Oh, that's just the kind of service I offer. 1 free beer for help.
And you gave him a shirt too, remember?
Yes. It wasn't a Wandering Huckleberry shirt, but it was certainly one of our sponsors.
It was.
Yeah.
But, no, I can highly recommend Stony Creek Caravans.
And they got behind us when we went to the Big Red Bash.
Yep,
Last
sure
time they put up some money and fed us all at the Nindy Gully pub.
And the time before, they actually gave a lot of prizes.
Yeah,
and
we
stuff
had
to give
shirts
away.
and hats and giveaways and things. So maybe we might do something again with the Stony Creek group, and hopefully they've got some new vans. I'd like to take that new 19 if it ever surfaces out for a run.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but anyway, this weekend we might just go through a little bit more in depth of what we love about our van.
Yeah, I think it's time for a 4-year assessment. We've had the Stony Creek Scout 15 for 4 years, and so this is a warts and all summary of just how it's been, what's broken, what hasn't broken, what's good, what's bad, what we'd do differently, all of that. So let's get into it.
Hey Glenn, so what's one of the first things that you did to the van?
One of the first things we did, and a lot of people do, is change the suspension, because the Chinese suspension is very soft. So we put the Lovells springs and shocks in. The standard suspension is gone, and the Lovells upgrade is in. It's about a $1,200 upgrade, and it made a huge difference. Absolutely recommend on any Chinese van swapping out the suspension for Lovells and changing the wheel bearings. The wheel bearings are likely Chinese as well, so we pulled those out and put some quality Japanese wheel bearings in. I was having some trouble with the batteries, dropping down in voltage rather dramatically. In fact, it got down to 7.6 volts, which means those AGM batteries were cactus. So anyway, Stony Creek replaced those batteries under warranty for me. I got home, ripped them out, sold them because they're all brand new batteries, and went and did a lithium upgrade. So now there's a Renogy charger with a solar charger with a built-in DC to DC, which is good. And it's got the Victron AC charger now, and 2 Renogy lithium batteries, so 200 amp hours, and the voltage is floating nicely. The ARC 750 jockey wheel is certainly one of the more popular mods for the Scout 15, given that it's got quite a heavy toe ball weight, and one that I swapped out very early on. Something else that I did is these mud flaps. There's mud flaps at the front to stop all your connectors, particularly your gas connectors, and also your stabilizer legs getting all mud through them, particularly the stabilizer legs. These ones are Boss stabilizers that'll actually lift your van off the ground, which has come in very handy when we have had to lift the van up. You know, when you've got a flat tire, these Boss stabilizers will lift them up. So that was one of the things I did as early on when we got the van, is put the Boss stabilizer legs on over the standard stabilizers, and they're very good. Lighting. These are just white lights, and we've got some amber plastic covers to put over it at night. 2 more additions I've done is one, a 12-volt cigarette light to plug on the outside, so that when you've got your TV on outside on there watching the football, it's got some power, and a F-type input, so there's terrestrial and satellite input there, so I can run an external TV antenna and a satellite dish. So when the football's on, you're watching your favourite YouTubes or something like that, I have my automatic satellite dish on the top of the car and just run a cable down to the side there, so you can watch all your favourite YouTubers. Can't you, Mrs. Huckleberry?
Sure can.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Glenn.
So we're doing a bit of a summary of our Stony Creek Scout 15, and I noticed you're out here at the kitchen. How's the kitchen been? What do you think is good and bad about it? Does it work? Is it broken?
The good thing about it is we're cooking outside, which we've not cooked in the van since we've had it, so it's 4 years of never cooking inside. If we're at a caravan park, I usually put an induction cooker on the picnic table and just cook outside, and then I don't have to get the kitchen out. But the bad thing about it, I think, is it's too heavy.
It's too heavy. It's got 4 burners. Do you need 4 burners?
No, because most of the time, 3 at the max, but mainly I use
there's only 2 things on there now. I've never seen 3 things on there.
Sometimes I do,
Yeah.
but I think 3 would be enough. No, I'm stoked with the van. Like, we've got it exactly how we want it, like storage-wise in our pantry.
Okay, is the pantry big enough?
Yeah, don't need any bigger.
Do you want to open it?
Well, kind of, I suppose. I just got to get my hot dog buns out.
Yeah, get your buns out, so to speak.
Anyway, so we have these 4 containers that stack on top of each other. I've got a little Kmart basket that keeps all my sauces and stuff in. That's just spare rice. If you can go inside there, I use these containers from Woolworths. That's just got some flour and corn flour.
So we put a little rack in the side there.
There's 2 levels to it. So
just so you use up all the available space.
Yeah, so they fit up there quite nicely. So yes, I'm quite happy with that.
Right. And what about the slide above the sink there? What's in there?
That's good. Well, I can't really get it out because all these things are out. And that's, I suppose, an issue. If you've got the kitchen out, you've got to...
So to get that out, you've got to not have the kitchen in the way. But
Yeah.
it'll slide out between the 2 shelves.
Yeah, so I've just got 2 big baskets there. I keep our plates and things in there. All our pots are in there as well.
Right, we're washing up stuff and a few more spices and things.
Yeah,
Right.
that's about it.
Well, we've got the diesel heater installed, and I was a skeptic. Who needs a diesel heater? I did it. I installed it. It's $153 on eBay, and I took my time installing it. Used it this weekend, and geez, it works really well. There it is. Press the on button. On it goes. Starts to heat up. and you know, takes 4 or 5 minutes and it's already heating the van up. So honestly, cheap Chinese diesel heater, and it's doing the job. I added some mud flaps and pool noodles underneath to protect some of the undercarriage plumbing. After 4 years, the van does start to show its age a little bit with some faded checker plating, and the joins in the pop top, you can see they're discolouring a bit. So in the van, I've installed the modem. Okay, trying to keep all of the cabling nice and tidy. So that's actually in the back, right up the back of the cupboards there. You can see that black conduit runs all through the cupboards and outside. Now that's if I want to run an external antenna, but just in towns, just the antennas that are attached to the modem will do the job. I mean, if you're getting a signal on your phone, then these antennas are going to do the job while you're in town. It's when you get out of town, that's when it's different. So rather than just depending on the little antennas that are attached to the modem, when you're out of town and you're away from a cell, you don't get any coverage on your mobile phone, then you're going to need an antenna that can pull in a signal, so a high gain antenna. And this one is directional. So that basically focuses all its energy on pulling the signal from one particular source. So a lot more efficient at pulling in a signal than an omnidirectional antenna. So this one will go on top of a pole and be attached to the drawbar. We're still very happy with our Scout 15 and looking forward to seeing the new Stony Creek Scout 19.
I'm your huckleberry.
What has blah, blah.